Britain's new king is 73 years old, taking on a role he's been preparing to accept for most of his life. In recent years, Charles had assumed many of the Queen's duties, but actually taking the role of monarch is still a huge transition. Let's bring in CBS News royal contributor Julian Payne, who used to be the head of communications for then Prince Charles. Good morning to you, Julian. Thanks for joining us. I first want to start off by acknowledging, the Queen was very young when she took the throne. And now we have her son who's in his 70s. We know about his beliefs, his personal feelings. How do you think that will impact the monarchy?
You're absolutely right. This is a very different situation now. We have somebody who is taking the throne, exceeding the throne at 73 years old. Now, there is no way of getting around it. He is not in the first flush of youth, but what we will see instead of that is more than 50 years of experience on the world stage. He met Winston Churchill. He met every prime minister since then, every world leader. And that experience is something that he will be able to bring to his British prime minister, but also the other leaders of the realms and the Commonwealth around the world. So really, we're seeing an exchange of youth to one of experience.
Julian, I like your wording there, the first flush of youth. I'm going to be using that. But you know him very well, and the perception is that he has wanted to be king for a very long time. I want to know, A, is that true? Number two, is it a bittersweet time for him? Because if he has wanted to be king for a very long time, on the other hand, he's also lost his mother, who he affectionately called Mummy. How do you think he's feeling? What do you think he's thinking today?
So look, I think that this is undoubtedly a moment of real personal sadness for King Charles III now. What's a comfort, I think, in a strange way, is he has a duty to perform, and in many ways, this is the reality of the situation. Many people have said over the years that this is a role he's been desperately trying to get hold of. The reality is, I've talked to him about it, I know his attitude, and it is simply this. It is a role that he was ready to take on when the time came. He, like his mother, takes the view that this is about duty and service. You do your duty, you provide the service to the nation when you're asked to do it. You don't seek it out, you don't try and get hold of it, but when it comes to you, you take on that role and you do it to the best of your ability. So as we stand here today, I think he will have private moments of reflection when, like any son who's lost his mother, he's going to be terribly sad. But at the same time, he's got to begin his new reign.
So he's going to address your nation later today. What do you expect to hear from him?
That's right. I fully expect him to begin by praising his mother and her legacy and saying what that means to both him personally and us as a nation. Then I think he'll talk about the days ahead and what he hopes to do as a servant of the people. Don't forget, the last time the Queen signed off a national address, she signed it off as your servant. And I know that's very much the approach that he has. So I expect a little bit of that in there as well.
Yeah, duty actually means something in the UK, and they follow that very strictly. Thank you very much, Julian Payne. I know we will talk again.